What up, YouTube? Today we're going to be doing an oil change on a 2003 Lincoln Towncar. Stay tuned. Alright, so this is it right here. 2003 Lincoln Towncar, 4.6 liter V8. And this happens to be my new vehicle. Got about 128,000 on it. Hardly any wear on the driver's seat. All the dirt in the carpet is from the 24 hours or so that I've had it. It's fully loaded, Cartier model. It's in really good condition overall. Got the 17-inch wheels. Everything's looking pretty good with it. I'm pretty happy with it overall. This is going to be the replacement for my work van. Getting rid of the van, and I'm going to be posting another video about that as well, on how to kind of get your car ready for sale. However, we got to get an oil change done on this one. So thankfully the ramps fit right under there without even touching the bumper on this bad boy. So I'm gonna get it up in the air. Alright, so we got our oil out, we got our oil cap off, we've got a funnel in the oil cap spot there to fill our oil back up. We've got our oil dipstick removed. We've got a ratchet and a 16mm socket to remove the drain plug, as well as a strap wrench to remove the oil filter. So let's go down below and start draining the oil. Alright, so we've gone ahead and broken loose the drain plug. Got our drain pan underneath here, and we'll go ahead and twist that out by hand, and it is seeming to come out pretty easily, so I appreciate that, because many of these Ford vehicles that I've worked on, seems like the drain plug doesn't want to come out or go back in easily, and that's on a lot of them, even ones that aren't stripped. So it's very nice that this comes out smoothly like it should. And then now that it's done draining, pretty much just a drip, we can go ahead and put this back in and tighten it down. Alright, and now we've got the oil filter strap wrench on there. We'll go ahead and loosen the filter and take that off. Make sure it drains in your pan. Of course, it's going to get everything all over your rack. Nothing you can do about that. Just have to clean it off after. There we go. Alright, we got a new filter on there. Now we just got to clean up our mess. Kind of got sort of a half and half of the engine bay cleaning too. I've been wiping this down a little bit as I've gone. Here's the mostly clean side compared to the still dirty side. Anyway, now that we've got our oil drained and our new filter in, we can go ahead and pour in 6 quarts of 520. And that's pretty much the last of it. Draining some of this coolant out too. Not looking too hot. We'll get it cleaned up though. Well, I used some water and kind of flushed out the radiator, and I promised there wasn't too much dirty shit in this bucket. All of this is, that dirty shit is like sticky stuff, so don't worry about that, but that's still pretty nasty, honestly, so I'm glad I'm doing this. Well, this has turned into a little bit bigger job than I originally planned on doing, but the car needs it anyway. Went ahead, pulled the thermostat and flushed the engine out with some water, and then I also flushed the radiator out with some water as well. But listen to this. 。 I don't know if you guys could hear that crackling sound, but that hose is definitely brittle. Since I got the thermostat out already, I'm going to go ahead and replace the upper and lower radiator hoses, as well as the thermostat and the thermostat gasket, because that coolant was disgusting. And I'll probably go ahead and pull the reservoir off and try to clean it out as good as I can as well. All right, there's the new thermostat and gasket. So now we'll put the housing back on, as well as the upper hose. All right, there's the upper radiator hose installed. Pretty quick and easy, just a couple clamps, nothing's hard to get to. I always appreciate that. Now I'm gonna move on to the lower. All right, so right here by the air box, you can get down in there at the upper radiator, or excuse me, the lower radiator hose pretty easy. Then, right there, you can kind of see where the bottom of the coolant reservoir has a spot where a hose goes to it, and that's that smaller hose. And of course the other end connected down there at the radiator, but I already had that loose during the flush, so the whole lower hose is off now as well. Okay, so I took the reservoir off and I cleaned it out as best as I could with some soapy water. I couldn't really get rid of that rusty colored residue at the top, but I washed out a whole lot of black water out of there and cleaned up most of the sediment and gunk or whatever was kind of resting at the bottom of the reservoir. I may still eventually get a new reservoir, but I've already spent a little bit more money than I wanted to spend on this project right now, but I know this car is going to need a few basic maintenance things, and the sooner I take care of that, the better. So I don't really mind spending the money. I just want to kind of pace myself a little bit with it, so I'm not dropping $1,000 into the car a day or two after I buy it, you know. But anyway, we got that coolant reservoir cleaned. As you can see, we've got the hose connected to it. Got the lower radiator hose connected over there, and then you can just barely see it down in there. But the lower hose is also connected now. So now I just have to tighten up the petcock down there on the driver lower corner. It's a 19 millimeter. Just need to tighten that up, and then we can fill the coolant system back up. All right, so we got our funnel in the reservoir, and the first thing I'm going to do is add some of this cooling system cleaner to the system, because there's a high chance that I'm going to end up flushing this out again on my next oil change after about 5,000 miles. That should get most of it good and clean by then. I fully understand that's not what the instructions say to do, but I don't mind leaving this stuff in there for a good while so it can loosen everything up and kind of let it, what's the word I'm thinking for? It'll suspend the debris in the fluid, and then hopefully after another flush it should be nice and clean, and it may even loosen up some of that crap in the reservoir, who knows. So I'm going to start out with this, and then we're going to fill it the rest of the way up with regular coolant. Alright, and now that's in there, we're going to put some Xerox Go5 till it's all the way full. Alright, now we've got the coolant level in the cold fill range. We're just going to let the engine run till the thermostat opens up, and then we're going to add more as needed. There's all the old parts here. Got the lower hose, upper hose, thermostat, and gasket. Now these hoses, the lower one not so much, but this upper one you can definitely tell. I mean, I don't know if you can see or not, but it's definitely, let me turn this light on real quick. Oh yeah, that looks terrible. So I don't know if I'm just breaking apart all the gunk that's hardened up on it, or if I'm actually cracking the hose, but one way or another, that's disgusting. I bet you that's all the reason it got dark in there. Hoses deteriorating from the inside. Glad we replaced them. Alright, and while we're waiting, we got the thermostat turned up all the way, or the heater rather. I went ahead and turned the oil life to 100%. Alright, we got the coolant filled back up, all the hoses and whatnot tightened down, got the engine bay sort of cleaned up. I mean, it's far from perfect, but it's a whole lot better than it was, that's for sure. We checked the oil. Oil's good and full. Reset the oil light. Still some things that need to be done, but I think for today should be good to go. Well, we took her up to the car wash and it is looking great now. Oh man. Wheels are clean. Whole car is clean. Looking good, looking good. Not bad at all for the first car wash. That's going to be the end of the video for today, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out and watching me do some basic maintenance service on my new vehicle. Stay tuned for many more videos on this vehicle because there will be plenty to come. Otherwise, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.